it going? It's Ethan with the GR Auto Gallery. Let's take a look at this 2006 Chevrolet Corvette. Coming up to this Corvette, you see it's finished in a gorgeous shade of Le Mans blue. We have the chrome 5-spoke wheels down here with drilled and slotted rotors. You're gonna have those drilled and slotted rotors in the front and the rear. You're also gonna have a staggered wheel setup. So you got 18s up front and 19s in the rear. Looking at this engine bay, we have a 6.0 liter LS2 V8 underneath the hood here. As you can see, this engine bay is in immaculate shape. It looks super clean. And even up front there, you see we have the K&N air intake with the K&N filter on there. This motor will put out roughly 400 horsepower, maybe a little bit more with that K&N air intake. Moving on to the interior, we have the upgraded leather interior on this one. It's got the power seats. You see this is an automatic transmission car. We do have heated seats as well as a trip computer. The factory stereo set up in it, but that factory stereo does come with Bose speakers all the way around to ensure that you have just as good of music as the engine sounds. Coming around to the trunk, you see you got the privacy screen mounted up there in the rear hatch. We have the carpeted trunk, quad outlet exhaust. And then we have some extra chrome bits and pieces on this one that are aftermarket. So you're gonna have that little third brake light, chrome is on there, chrome rings around the tail lights. And then this one does have a MagnaFlow exhaust on it as well. You see the Corvette Racing floor mats. And then you're gonna get to see this right seat just to show you guys the condition it's in. It's just as good as the driver's side. Something that's really awesome about these C6 Corvettes, as well as virtually every other Corvette, is gonna be that you do have the removable roof panel. So this one's painted in the body color, so it matches, looks almost like a hardtop would. But you can in fact pop that roof panel off if you want to have a more open air driving experience. I think that's one of the things that makes a Corvette just a really awesome second, first, or third car to own. How's it going, everyone? Ethan with the GR Auto Gallery here. We're going to be taking a closer look at and a quick drive in this 2006 Chevrolet Corvette. So since this is an 06, we're going to have that 6.0 liter V8 LS2 under the hood here. And in this one, we got it paired with an automatic transmission. Overall, this car has been left in a fairly stock configuration. We do have a K&N air intake under the hood. It is riding on chrome 5-spoke wheels now, and it does have quite a few chrome exterior trim pieces that are aftermarket, such as rings around the taillights, various like things on the door handle, different grille, other air inlet. It's all been spruced up with a bit of chrome to really make that Le Mans blue paint pop along with the chrome. We'll go ahead and get this thing fired up so you guys can hear it run. Like all the C6 Corvettes, this is a push button start. You gotta have the key in the car. This one does have a MagnaFlow exhaust on it, so it has a bit of extra growl to it. Sounds pretty dang good. You guys will be able to hear it more once we get it out on the road. We have the Bose sound system in here, so see if we can't get this radio going. That was user error. As you can tell, the radio is functioning in this thing. We have the automatic dual zone climate control set pretty chilly right now. We'll set it to auto, we'll hear it ramp up a bit. It is blowing very ice cold, so that's great to hear. Go ahead and turn that off since it's not that hot of a day. Some other things we have to note here, we do have the heated seats. Traction control buttons right to my right here. We have all the trip computer options that allow you to see everything from fuel economy to tire pressure, oil life. It's all good there. Chevrolet did a good job on these Corvettes with that. That being said, I'll show you guys some other features here. We do have the gray leather interior. We do have the power seats, which I don't know if you guys will be able to tell in this video, but are working. Power locks, power door, power windows, that's what I meant. And we actually do have the power door buttons on these 6th generation Corvettes as well. We'll go ahead and take a brief pause in this video to get the camera mounted up, but I'll rejoin you guys once we're there and we'll get it out on the road. All right guys, now that we got the camera mounted up, we'll go ahead and get this 2006 Corvette out on the road. As again, you're pulling out here briefly, you can hear that it does have a bit of a nice rumble to the exhaust. It's shifting between gears fantastically well. There's no sort of flare up or anything that I can audibly hear. Power windows are working. Want to be able to talk to you guys without having to deal with a ton of road noise. Pretty hard braking there to be able to test the brakes. These are drilled and slotted rotors for extra cooling in the braking. Brakes bite with plenty of force, no issues there. And coming around this corner, the suspension feels very solid and grounded. I've always loved how the 6th generation Corvette suspension feel. I feel like Chevrolet did a great job of making these vehicles very planted in the road. Overall, this Corvette drives like you'd expect it to. It's got plenty of power on tap if you want to get a little squirrely out on the road. But even if you just want to use this as a nice cruiser, it does it exceptionally well. For additional information, be sure to check out the full listing on our website, where we have over 100 photos of this vehicle, including the engine bay, the underside, every square inch nearly of the interior. We will also have a full listing write-up that goes through a bit more of the details on this car and what makes this one special.